Flying with kids can feel like a total nightmare. But what if I told you it doesn't have to be? From struggling strollers and snacks to surviving eye rolls and Wi-Fi complaints, I've flown with kids at every stage. I've learned that airlines do offer special perks for families. They just don't advertise them. From early boarding to hidden freebies, these benefits can make your next trip way easier. So stick around till the end because tip number 11 could actually save you hundreds on your next family trip. And trust me, it's one most people don't even know about. Let's start with a benefit that most parents don't realize they're fully entitled to: priority family boarding. Many U.S. airlines offer early boarding for families, but they don't always announce it. For example, Southwest Airlines allows families with children aged 6 or younger to board after Group A. American Airlines offers early boarding to families with children under 2 years old, while United Airlines allows pre-boarding for families traveling with children 2 or younger. This lets you find seats together, install car seats, sanitize the seating area, stash carry-ons, and settle in before any rush. It also helps avoid last-minute seat swaps, which can be chaotic with kids. Policies aren't always published clearly, but gate agents often allow parents with small kids to board early. Even if you're flying with other airlines, it never hurts to ask politely at the gate. Stick around, the next perk could save you money, space, and maybe even your sanity. Traveling with a baby means hauling a lot of gear. But here's the part most parents don't realize. Almost every major US airline lets you check a stroller and car seat for free. Yup, free. No hidden fees, no weighing them like luggage. You can either check them at the counter or bring them to the gate and gate check them right before boarding. Super handy if you're using your stroller right up to the plane door. And yes, even budget airlines like Spirit and Frontier include this. It's one of the few baby perks that's universal. Gate checking is often the easiest way. It lets you use the stroller right through the airport, which is a lifesaver during long layovers. If you're traveling with an infant car seat, many airlines allow you to install the car seat on the plane as long as it's FAA approved. And some, like Southwest and Alaska, even let you check a playpen or travel crib for free. Just be sure to double-check the policy before your flight, since it can vary by airline. Pro tip: use a gate check bag to protect your gear from dirt or damage, and choose a bright color so it's easier for staff to spot during unloading. Now that we've got the gear sorted, let's talk about how TSA makes life a little easier for families. One of the biggest worries for parents flying with babies is getting through TSA security. The good news is, TSA updated its rules in 2025 to make the process easier for families. If you're traveling with a baby or toddler, you're allowed to bring more than the standard 3.4-ounce limit for certain items like breast milk, formula, baby food, and medication. When you get to the security checkpoint, take those baby items out and separate them from the rest of your belongings. Just let the TSA officer know that you're carrying formula or breast milk. These liquids may be tested, but they won't be opened unless you give permission. TSA is legally required to offer alternative screening methods if you decline. And here's a bonus: children under 12 do not need to remove shoes or jackets, and they can walk through the metal detector right alongside you. And if you want to make the whole experience even smoother, check out TSA PreCheck. If one adult in your group is enrolled, kids under 12 can join them in the pre-check line. No extra sign-up needed. You've made it through security. Now let's talk about where to sit and how to make that seat work for you. Bulkhead seats are a game changer when flying with a baby or toddler because of the extra leg room. These seats are the ones directly behind the walls or partitions that divide sections of the plane. These seats don't have another row in front of them, which means more legroom and no need to worry about your toddler kicking and disturbing the passenger in front. Airlines like Delta, American Airlines, United, and British Airways often reserve these bulkhead seats for parents traveling with infants, though policies may vary depending on the aircraft and route. You usually can't book these online. They're often held back until the day of the flight or require a special request by phone. So once you've booked your flight, call the airline directly and ask for a bulkhead seat if you're traveling with a baby. It's one of those parent travel perks that isn't advertised, but once you know about it, you'll never go back. And speaking of extra space and comfort, there's another seating perk you might not expect. Many international airlines offer free bassinet seats for infants. These are little fold-down beds attached to the bulkhead wall, so your baby can sleep flat instead of on your lap the whole flight. Now here's what you need to know about it as a parent. First, let's talk about who can use a bassinet. Most airlines allow them only for babies under 6 to 12 months old, weighing less than 20 pounds, and who can't sit up on their own. Some airlines are more flexible, like Emirates, which may allow babies up to 2 years old if they still fit. Qantas and Singapore Airlines stick to a strict 11-kilogram limit, while British Airways offers seated cots for toddlers who are under 12.5 kilograms. Just remember, bassinets are limited and usually given out on a first-come, first-served basis. To book one, it depends on the airline. Some, like Emirates and Virgin Atlantic, let you reserve a bassinet online when picking your seats. Others, like Lufthansa, Qatar Airways, or Japan Airlines, ask you to call their customer service to request it. However, not all planes have bassinets. Always double-check your flight's equipment when booking. Pro tip: call the airline directly after booking. Don't rely on the website as it may not list this option. Got a trip coming up? Drop your destination in the comments. I might cover it next. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. This isn't an official perk, but it's one of those clever travel hacks parents swear by, especially if you're flying economy and want a bit more breathing room. Scoring an extra seat can be a total game changer. It gives your kids space to stretch out, play, or nap, making the whole flight more comfortable for everyone. So, how do you make it happen? When booking your ticket, select the window and aisle seats in a row, leaving the middle seat open. Solo travelers usually avoid the middle, so there's a good chance it'll stay empty. It's not guaranteed, but honestly, it works more often than you'd expect, especially on flights that aren't fully booked. And if someone does get assigned that middle seat, don't stress. Just ask if they'd like to swap for the window or aisle. Most people are happy to trade, especially when they see you're traveling with a child. On airlines like Southwest, where seats aren't assigned, you can scout for emptier rows as you board. And with airlines like JetBlue or Alaska, gate agents are usually happy to help if you let them know you're flying with a young child. Pro tip: call the airline a few hours before your flight. If there's extra room, many will gladly accommodate a family with a baby. No upgrade fee needed. Speaking of comfort, here's something else that makes flying with kids easier: free activity kits. While not widely advertised, several U.S. airlines offer family-friendly perks, if you know when and how to ask. On certain flights, Delta Airlines provides free children's activity kits. Typically, these consist of coloring books, crayons, and tiny puzzles. Virgin Atlantic offers a free kids backpack filled with gifts for children ages 2 to 6. When it comes to organic baby food and disposable bibs, Qatar Airways goes above and beyond. On the other hand, Emirates Airlines provides take-home bags with games and puzzles. Several other international airlines such as EVA Air, Gulf Air, Korean Air, Lufthansa, Malaysia Airlines, and Qantas also provide full activity kits for young flyers. In case no kid is available, most long-haul flights have in-seat entertainment that is loaded with cartoons and games to help keep your child busy for hours. Pro tip: politely ask the flight attendant when they come around with drinks. They often have kits stashed away just for families. Most airlines don't promote these kits heavily, so it's a you have to know to ask type of benefit. But perks aren't just for kids. Moms have a few secret benefits too. If you're a breastfeeding or pumping mom, this next tip is one of those things no one tells you, but it can seriously make your flight smoother. Some airlines offer early boarding just for nursing moms. Yup, it's a thing! American Airlines, Southwest, and Delta all welcome it. You just have to let the gate agent know. And honestly, this one's too good not to share. If you've got a mom friend who's breastfeeding or pumping, send this to her. She'll be so glad you did. Also, here's something not enough people talk about. Most U.S. airports are now legally required to have private lactation rooms after security, so no more pumping in a bathroom stall. Over 100 airports now have Mamava pods, clean, lockable little cocoons where you can pump or nurse in peace. Oh, and in case you didn't know, the TSA considers breast pumps medical devices, which means they don't count toward your carry-on limit. So yes, you can bring your pump, your diaper bag, and still have a personal item. No need to stress about carry-on limits or surprise fees at the gate. If you're a parent traveling with babies and toddlers, this next tip is one of those things no one tells you. Many U.S. airports now offer family or assistance lanes, and trust me, they can make your security experience way less stressful. These special TSA lanes are designed for families with small children, strollers, car seats, or travelers who just need a little extra time. You'll find these lanes in major airports like Los Angeles, LAX, Chicago O'Hare, ORD, Dallas Fort Worth, DFW, and Atlanta, ATL. They're officially recognized by the TSA Cares program, which assists travelers with disabilities and medical conditions, but they also extend support to families with young kids. All you have to do is notify a TSA officer or request help in advance via the TSA Cares helpline, ideally 72 hours before travel. You can also approach the checkpoint and simply ask for it. Here's something a lot of parents don't know. If your child is flying alone, most major U.S. airlines like Southwest, JetBlue, Delta, American, and United all offer something called unaccompanied minor services for kids, usually between the ages of 5 and 14. But these services aren't free. Most airlines charge anywhere from $150 to $300 round trip, depending on the route. Southwest, though, is one of the cheapest, just $100 each way. What do you get for that? Your child gets priority boarding, is escorted between connecting gates, and only released to the adult you authorize. They're supervised the whole time, from check-in to pickup. Important note: kids under 5 can't fly alone. And airline rules vary, so make sure to book directly through the airline, not a third-party site, to avoid any issues with adding these services. Okay, so that's if your child is flying solo. But what if you're flying together as a family? Here's where it gets interesting. You might actually save some money on their ticket. Many international airlines like Emirates, Lufthansa, Qatar Airways, Cathay Pacific, even Air France offer child discounts of up to 25 to 50% off the adult fare, usually for kids aged 2 to 11. And infants under 2 who don't need a seat, they often fly for just 10% of the ticket price, especially on long-haul flights. But here's the catch: these discounts usually don't show up automatically. You'll need to book directly through the airline site and make sure you've selected the correct age when booking. Also, keep an eye out for seasonal deals. In the past, British Airways ran Kids Fly Free promotions during the summer months, which you don't want to miss. U.S. airlines don't really offer discounted kids fares anymore, but it never hurts to ask, especially if you're calling to book. Want more travel hacks? Check out one of our previous videos. We've got plenty more tips to make family flying easier.